Hey guys, and welcome to a guide I should have done a long time ago, the Hard and Elite Wilderness Achievements Guide. So when you're ready, grab your cup of tea, sit back, relax, and enjoy. For the hard tasks, the general requirements are to have level 57 farming, 65 herblore, 66 magic, and if you're an Iron Man, level 67 hunter to get yourself a black salamander. Now, you also need the Summer's End quest to be complete, and in that quest you do actually plant a limpwort root, meaning you may or may not need the limpwort seed for the task set, because you need to plant and pick one in the hard achievement set. Now, as for the full item requirements, you want Jenika's ring, which I'll show you how to re-obtain if you've lost it, 3 cosmic runes, 30 air runes, a limpwort seed and a bloodwood seed, and optional altar compost if you wanted to grow fast and have a smaller chance of dying off, a vial of water, 1 unpowered orb, black armor plus black weapons for the Wraith, food and prey potions for the bosses you'll be killing, a strong weapon for the bosses you'll be killing again, and a black salamander for the potion. As for the elite set, you'll need a bunch of high level requirements as seen on screen, and pretty much none of these can be boosted to for the achievements, and you'll need a couple of useful items like the Foreign-Free Bracelet, some combat gear you can afford to lose if you do end up getting PK'd, and maybe an extra bloodweed seed plus optional altar compost to plant it again if you haven't done it before. Let's get started. If you don't know how to get Jenika's ring back, simply search the mossy rocks near the wilderness ditch. And there you go. If you wish to check your achievement progress, you can do that by clicking on the sword icon and seeing which ones you've completed in the exploration section. We're going to go ahead and start 3 tasks, but we won't be able to complete them just yet. Go ahead and go to Erskine and get a Wilderness Slay contract for either 30 Hellhounds or Greater Demons. Doesn't matter which per se, but just get the one that's easiest for you to do. Do not misunderstand Erskine for the other Slaymaster inside the Edgeville Bank, by the way. Now, throughout the tasks, you can bank whatever you're not using, but I just chose to bring everything along with me for ease of use, but if you do get PK'd, you will lose those items. You'll want to have 2 of the seeds and the altar compost if you wanted to grow faster for the next 2 tasks we'll be starting, so bring along your bloodweed seed and your limpwort root seed. Teleport to the wilderness lodestone and follow the video as seen. Once at these ruins, go ahead and rake the farming patch, but if you recently completed the Summer's End quest, there should already be a limpwort plant you can pick to complete the task. If there isn't, simply plant your seed and use the altar compost on the farming patch. If you're wondering, we'll be coming back to this section later for you to pick the plant to complete the task. After you've done this, go ahead and run northeast into deeper wilderness as seen in the video to go towards the wilderness herb patch. Once at the wilderness herb patch, you want to plant your bloodweed seed after raking the patch. Once you've done this, walk southwest towards the wilderness obelisk teleporter and go inside and use it to teleport. This is part of the task set and you want to teleport to all 6 unique locations, and this may take over 6 attempts. Once you're done, simply teleport back to the level 18 area and teleport to the Edgeville lodestone. Next up, we're going to be charging up your unpowered orb, so follow the video as seen inside the Edgeville dungeon. Now keep in mind there is actually a little location here after the gate that is located in the wilderness, so you can get PK'd, but you barely see people here. To charge up your unpowered orb to turn it into an air orb, simply click the spell and then click on the obelisk of air. For the next challenge, you'll want to go ahead back to Edgeville and grab your black armor, weapons, and Jenika's ring from the bank and equip them all. Make sure you head to the center room without any NPCs following you, as if you're in combat you are not able to go to the spirit realm. Once inside, go ahead and stand near the skeleton, right click Jenika's ring and choose the option Operate. You will then go to the spirit realm. You'll have to kill a tormented wraith here using your black weapons. This will not be much of a challenge if you have a decent combat level. After doing so, get out of combat, go stand nearby the skeleton and use the Operate option again to go out of the spirit realm to be able to teleport away. We will now be doing the Slay contract you claimed earlier in this video from the Erskine NPC. This will not be much of a challenge if you have decent combat stats. After killing 30, I don't know if the task is completed directly as I did these a year ago myself, but If it isn't, make sure to go back to Erskine and claim your reward and hand in the contract to make sure you've completed the task. You will get a message in your chat box once you've completed the actual contract. Next up, we'll be doing 2 tasks in a row that you'll need some food for, being killing both the Chaos Elemental and the King Black Dragon. Make sure you have a prey potion, some food, and a decent weapon. Don't bring anything you're willing to lose because it is the wilderness and you can get PK'd. Simply use the lever I just used in Edgeville to get to the deep wilderness quickly. Then follow the video as seen towards the Chaos Elemental, which really is one of the easiest bosses in the game, so you have nothing to worry about. The only thing that can be annoying with this boss is if you do have empty inventory slots, the boss will take off your armor and weapons occasionally, so you have to keep putting them on to attack him and finish him off. After killing the Chaos Elemental, follow the video as seen to the other side of the wilderness because we'll be killing King Black Dragon. And no, you cannot use the Edgeville teleport version to do this achievement. You have to enter through the wilderness. If you have to bank, there may be a banking NPC on the way with one of those big ass sacks on his back. Or backpacks, whatever it is, you can bank there if you need more food. Once nearby, go inside the gates, go down the ladder, climb over the rock and enter the lair. And do not make a custom instance, that's a waste of money. Simply go inside the encounter and just finish off KBD once. The only thing you'll need to note is that you want to pray magic because otherwise you will be absolutely destroyed and killed within seconds. The KBD again isn't a very hard boss, just finish it off, won't be too hard for most players. Once you're done, simply go outside and start heading south towards the area where you planted your Limpert seed. Because at this point, if you use the altar compost, it should be done. And that's your task complete. Now, you can go towards the wilderness patch, but it probably won't be done. It takes about 1 hour and 20 minutes to grow, I believe, which is a long time. So this is something you want to check all the way at the end, but I will mention how to do this task. As soon as it's grown, you want to actually clean the herbs, add them to a vial of water, and add a black salamander to finish off the hard task. Now, if you want to finish off the elite task as well, you'll have to make an aggression potion by adding searing ashes to the unfinished bloodweed potion. Just saying, if you want to do it in advance or something, it will save you some time later on. As for the reward, simply go ahead and speak to Kirkus nearby the Grand Exchange. He will give you some experience lamps and the Wilderness Sword 3. Now, if for whatever reason you skip to the elite section of this video, here are the requirements once more. If you haven't planted a bloodweed seed before, you'll need to do that because it's a requirement for one of the tasks, being making an aggression potion from scratch. You'll need 1 searing ashes to make the aggression potion, which you can get from the lava strike worms, part of one of the tasks from the elite set. I'm mentioning this now because it's one of the longest tasks as you need to wait for the bloodweeds to grow. The next task consists of making criminal bolts from scratch in the wilderness. Before you can make these, you need to go through all the chat options at Mami Rimba near the wilderness ditch. After doing this, go ahead and right click her and trade her to buy the criminal bolt tips. Watch out as you can empty your cash stack by buying too many here, so really, pay attention, just buy like 100 or something. Then teleport to the wilderness lodestone and go to this location as seen. Once here, you want to cut down the bloodroot tree. Now, you can get more logs by using auras and stuff, but that's not relevant here. You only need to create 1 set of bolts to complete the task. Simply fletch the logs, add the tips, and you're done. Next up, we have to catch 1 charming moth, so teleport to the dungeoneering area using your Ring of Kingship and make your way towards the location shown on the map. Once here, simply catch a charming moth and you should be done, unless you boosted, which will allow you to catch the charming moths, but will not complete the task for you. Also, something to note, you cannot wield any weapons when catching the moths because you need your hands to be free. Next up, all you have to do is go to the Revenant Cave as seen on the video from the Wilderness Lodestone and kill 1 of each Revenant. Keep an eye out for PKers, and you can use Revenant Bane weapons here to deal more damage. I do have a Revenant guide and I'll leave it in the description below. But simply just kill 1 of each. It isn't that hard unless you have low combat stats, and you'll be done with this challenge. But don't teleport out because you can go straight to the second challenge after this from this location. Leave the western cave entrance down from the revenants, and then go ahead and walk towards the lava strike worms as seen. Click on the things moving on the ground to summon one, and then just finish it off. If it does stun you, use freedom and move away, because it will burrow through the ground. Now the final challenge before you can get your rewards is Wilderness Warbands, and you simply have to loot supplies once. Now Warbands happens every 7 hours, and there are websites that show you when it starts, and it's easy if you do it with a clan or friends chat calling out worlds for you. Now in each world, a Warband camp will start when the timer hits 0 every 7 hours in one of the 3 locations. The easiest location is the one south of Dark Warrior's Fortress. This way you can simply run to the edge very quickly. So just go ahead and stand there and just hop worlds once the time hits 0 until you find a world with a camp in that location. It shouldn't take you that many hops. You also get a chat message in which location it spawns, by the way, but it's basically a little mini game, and most of the time other players will clear it for you. If you don't know what you're doing, you simply kill the minions, then the boss, and then it's cleared. You can summon reinforcements in advance if you don't get sighted by using the thing in the middle. I'll make a Warbands guide at some point, but that's it. And once that is done, you can simply loot the supplies from the camp. The task will be complete, but if you want experience, you can loot the camps, bring it to Quercus, and get experience for it in return. This is also a very solid trading method for many of the skills like farming, herblore, smithing, etc. And you can get up to 360,000 experience per day at level 99. It's really insane. Also, it's worth noting you cannot teleport with these items in your inventory, and if you were to log out, you would drop all of the items. Congratulations, you completed the hard and elite wilderness tasks. To claim your reward, bring no items and go ahead and use the lever at Edgeville. You're going to have to speak to Collodion inside the Mage Arena Bank. You have to go for these spider webs and then pull another lever to go inside. After speaking to Collodion inside, you will have your rewards, and you will have one of the most useful items for the wilderness being Wilderness Sword 4. With that being said, I hope you guys enjoyed this guide and found it helpful. If you did, please leave a like down below and maybe even consider subscribing. I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace.